What's up, guys? Welcome to the day one of the debut edition of Pinwheel Arts Festival. It's happening, dude.
This is so exciting. Something that started off as a fundraiser for one artist has grown to include so many artists and so many collaborators, so many promoters, and all of you, and it has become Pinwheel Arts Festival. Woohoo!
It's amazing what it's grown into and what we've been growing into because of that. One of the big things about Pinwheel Arts Festival has been to give visibility to all these artists, independent artists, in a time of lockdown where it's been affecting us so much. And in the absence of sponsors and brands or any of that coming in the way, just artists coming together to empower themselves. And thank you so much for making this even possible. And I think it's would not have been possible without all these amazing donations coming in from kind-hearted people like you. And thank you so much for all of that. And we are still looking for help from you. So keep looking at all the details that we are showing down here. You can just log in and make in your donations even now, because every little bit counts. For this
so we're going to have our Paytm and GooglePay numbers and bank account details streaming here throughout the event. And anytime you feel like it, just pick up your phone. If you like a performance, just donate as much as you can, and every little bit counts. Okay, no donation is too less, no donation is too small. Every contribution matters. And also, one tiny favor: if you guys are donating to our bank accounts, please take a screenshot of your contribution of your the transfer, and please forward it to this very number on WhatsApp so that we can send the ID to you. The thing about this is we want to maintain complete transparency in the financials, and at the end of this festival, all of your payments with your IDs against the amounts that you have donated is going to be accounted for, is going to be published on our website. So yes, www.pinwheelartsfestival.org is the website. You can find our socials to follow us, and also another thing that we need you guys to do is we're going to show the names, the usernames of the Instagram handles of all of our artists right here. And we need you to go and follow them if you like their performances, and support them and do everything that you can. And let's get started! Yay!
Yeah, well, you know, there are some artists, they're like, you listen to their music and you start believing that, you know, chocolate milkshake rivers are totally possible, and there are wafer boards in which you can, like, you know, float in those chocolate milk. You know what I'm talking about?
What is she saying? Where's the script coming from? Shut up.
No, okay.
Yeah. So this guy, his music is distinctive and rhythmic with a Syrian flow contrasting the hustle bustle surrounding us in the world today. And you know what the best part is? This guy has performed at Bacardi NH7 Weekender 2016!
And he's been featured in the Ritz magazine 2015 under top 5 musicians to look out for in Hyderabad. So what up?
And besides performing for the Sunrisers Hyderabad IPL team and numerous stages, he's been featured in Zomaland, Soul Sunday Festival, VH1 Stepping Out Market, Hyderabad, and oh my god, so many other amazing stages.
Yeah, and it's amazing that we have him on board with us. And you are very familiar with the works of his project, the Arpit Chaure project. So without further ado, Arpit Chaure!
Thank you so much. My name is Arpit Chaure. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm going to play a few of my originals. This first song is called Ek Tum. एक अनकही हवाओं में नमी, मीलों ज़मीं सितारों से घनी, तूने मुझे आज छू के दिया एक अनकही अनसुनी सी दुआ। मैं और तू इन सड़कों पे चले कहानियों के तिनको को बुले बूंदों की महक ने मुझको कुछ कह दिया ख्वाबों को भी अब एक नाम मिल गया आहा हा 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 आहा हा 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 आहा हा ha ha ah ha 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 जिंदगी अब कुछ खास है मकसदों को भी नाज है छोड़ो ना पुरानी कस्मों को जाने दो ना जाने दो जाने दो Thank you. Alright, this was called Ektum, and the next song I'm gonna play is called Wind in My Hair. It's from my second EP, which I had released last year in the month of August. And yeah, I mean it's been a year since I have released that EP. So it's the title song of the EP. The video is out as well on YouTube and everywhere. And here it goes. It's not another walk in the town. I've seen time goes by through my fingers like sound. How I wish I could make stories come alive, pacify and make them stay, like a photograph in my hand, like a memory in my mind, like a song that I sang, like a wind in my head, like a photograph in my hand, like a memory in my mind, like a song that I sang, like a wind in my head. When the sun rises in the morning, no one asks why, 'cause a little bit of drama it does on a little bigger stage. Da-da-ba-bam-ba-dam-be-oh. We will wait for love until the hope is over, and then we float in the same ocean. We will die into the memories we made, like a photograph in my hand, like a memory in my mind, like a song that I sang, like a wind in my head, like a photograph in my hand, like a memory in my mind, like a song that I sang, like a wind in my head. And I see the clouds and I search for rain. I see a shack we spent times in vain, where my posh shoes, my room and cheap booze, cigarettes and magazine. Time has changed what we had seen, like a photograph in my hand, like a memory in my mind, like a song that I sang, like a wind in my head, like a photograph in my hand, like a memory in my mind, like a song that I sang, like a wind in my head, like a photograph in my hand, like a memory in my mind, like a song that I sang, like a wind in my head, like a photograph in my hand, like a memory in my mind, like a song that I sang, like a wind in my head. Thank you so much. That was called Wind in My Hair. So I have this one last song which I'm gonna play. So this is a really short set for me, but then I really loved and really enjoyed playing for Pinwheel. And this last song is called Man Marziya. अभी भी चुकी है फिर भी जवां है, इशारों सी चमक है, नशा का भी मजा है, लहरों सी मस्ती, एक कश्ती भी गुम है, ये नादान धुन को समझती है ना तू, नाज है मुझको समझती है ना तू, ये पल भी जवां है, तू भी तो गवाह है, मेरा एक छोटा सा घर है यहाँ, तू आके भी जाने ना, समझे ना मुझे, तू चाहे कि चाहे ना, मेरा एक छोटा सा घर है यहाँ, तू आके भी जानना, समझे ना मुझे तेरी शरारती मन मर्जियाँ। तू आके मिल तो ले, तेरे घर के पीछे मैं खड़ा, इस सर्द सी हवा में थोड़ी सी तो कर दया, ये रात भी खफा है, तेरी तो रज़ा है, ये पल भी जवां है, तू भी तो गवाह है, मेरा एक छोटा सा घर है यहाँ, तू आके भी जानना, समझे ना मुझे, तू चाहे कि चाहे ना, मेरा एक छोटा सा घर है यहाँ, तू आके भी जानना, समझे ना मुझे तेरी शरारती मन मर्जियाँ। रात भी खफा है, तेरी तो रज़ा है, ये पल भी जवां है, और तू भी तो गवाह है, मेरा एक छोटा सा घर है यहाँ, तू आके भी जानना, समझे ना मुझे, तू चाहे कि चाहे ना, मेरा एक छोटा सा घर है यहाँ, तू आके भी जानना, समझे ना मुझे तेरी शरारती मन मर्जियाँ। Thank you so much. That's all from my side. My name is Arpit Chaure. In case you like my music, go ahead and follow me on all the social media. And thank you so much to Pinwheel for giving me this opportunity. And you guys are doing a really, really great job. So anyhow and by any means, if you can help Pinwheel and whatever cause they're supporting, please do it. And be safe, guys. Thank you.
See, I told you chocolate milkshake rivers totally exist, okay? Thank you, Arpit. That was such a wonderful performance. And
thank you for saying all of those nice things about us. It's very special for us that we started off this performance with you. And thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of this.
And we can't wait to tell you about our next performer.
So our next performer is a dancer. His name is Mohit. He's a dancer, an artist, a beatboxer, aspiring actor, and a doctor. You must be wondering why it's in that order, but I will let his performance do the rest of the talking. And do you want to say a little more about him?
Yeah, well, he has represented Royal Style Unit, which is one of the pioneers of Hyderabad hip-hop scene. And he's travelled across to various cities and participated in different jams with his crew. Just living it up, man.
And he's a model. And he's a choreographer, and he has a lot of important stories to tell, which we can't wait for all of you to hear. But I think let's start with the dance first.
Over to you, Mohit.
All right. Yeah. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. One more time, beautiful. Chocolate, shock chocolate, jam jackpot.
Tit for tat, shoot at sight, sweet top it.
Chocolate, shock chocolate, jam jackpot. Yeah. रूप तेरा मस्त है ना, नीकु तेरा व्यस्त है ना.
सोकु वेस्ते बस्ताना, शेपुलन्नी इस्ताना.
ए मेरे दिल तू गाए जा, ए आ ओ आ. ए मेरे दिल तू गाए जा, ए आ ओ आ.
ఎటగానే ఎదురు చూకి తగినట్టుగా నువ్వు బదులు చెబితివే. అరి దేవుడా దాని లోపటే పిల్లడాంట దగ్గరై నన్ను చేరదీస్తివే. బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే. జిందగీకే అట్ట బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే. బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే. జిందగీకే అట్ట బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే. आलमा डोलमा ऐसा लंगड़ी मालमा तेजी गली जिन्हें क्रैकी उठा सालमा. अरिकल कोते उठा गलगले पलचिन बल बलक मिटा मन लोकले. डमगना टुमगना टोला टटा घुमगना घुमगना टुमा गली अट्टी पोना यनगिना. अरगना मुरगना तोटयता यरगना इरगना सरगना उंडेंगा उनगिना. अलमा डोलमा
आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल होटो को करके गोल सीटी पर जाके पोल. मुर्गी का जाने अंडे का क्या होगा. अरे लाइफ मिलेगी या तवे पे फ्राई होगा. कोई न जाने अपना फ्यूचर क्या होगा. होट माँ सीढ़ी बजा के बोल भैया अरे भैया अरे चाचू अरे भैया
That was such an energetic performance. That was awesome. I think all of our audience are like in the right mood right now.
Yeah.
All of us are excited and
Yes.
ready for the next performance.
Oh God, what do we even say about the next performance? I mean, before we say anything about the next performance, I just want to say, Arz kiya hai?
Just chill.
No, just one line, dude. I know I can nail it.
So this next performance is something I think all of us have been like really excited to bring to you. Ehsaas ki Awaaz, Majnooni with
Bhuvin Khursija, the one and only. I mean, I think what you're going to get is exactly what you have when you put poetic singing next to musical poetry, and it is just a wonderful experience to be in the presence of these artists at all. And I think
I can't wait for you guys to like experience this magic. Over to you guys.
न रस्म रिवाज से न जेवर या जोड़े से न ही फूलों के सहरा से न माला या टीके से रस्मों को कड़े में पहनकर मांग में सिंदूर सजाकर शौहर के नाम में जान डालकर दुल्हन बनती है अपने पलकों को झुकाकर।
ऐसा देखा नहीं खूबसूरत कोई जिस्म जैसे अजंता की मूरत कोई जिस्म जैसे निगाहों पे जादू कोई जिस्म नगमा कोई जिस्म खुशबू कोई जिस्म जैसे महकती हुई चांदनी जिस्म जैसे मचलती हुई रागिनी जिस्म जैसे के खिलता हुआ एक कमल जिस्म जैसे के सूरज की पहली किरण जिस्म तरशा हुआ दिलकशों दिलनशी माहरू माहरू महज़बी महज़बी हुस्ने जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं हुस्ने जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं हुस्ने जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं।
हमारी जान अब जाना कि जान में जान आना किसे कहते हैं उनके आ जाने से जान गए कि उन्हें जान क्यों कहते हैं जान गए हैं अब कि किसी और को जानने की तमन्ना ना रही हमें ये जानने के बाद कि उनसे ही तो हमारी जान में जान आई है हमारी जान
जाने कैसे बांधी तूने अखियों की डोर मन मेरा खिंचा चला आया तेरी ओर तेरे चेहरे की सुबह जुल्फों की छान मेरा सब कुछ है पिया अब से तेरे नाम
अधूरी गुफ्तगू। हमने तो पूछा भी नहीं और उनका जी आ गया। उन्होंने कुछ मांगा भी नहीं और हमने जरूर कह दिया।
क्या बात है।
ये अधूरी गुफ्तगू में जज्बात मुकम्मल हो गए। मजनूनी और उनके जुनून के कितने एहसास इजहार हो गए।
सांवली सी रात हो, खामोशी का साथ हो, बिन करे बिन सुने बात हो, तेरी मेरी नींद जब हो लापता, उदासियां जरा हटा, काबू की रज़ाई में बात हो, तेरी मेरी। वक्त की कैदों में जिंदगी है, चंद घड़ियां यही है जो आजाद है, इनको खोकर मेरी जान जान, उम्र भर ना तरसते रहो, आज जाने की जिद ना करो।
एक आशिक होता है जो मोहब्बत करता है, और फिर एक होता है महबूब जो मोहब्बत की ताबीर होता है। मैं फिर से पढ़ती हूँ। एक आशिक होता है जो मोहब्बत करता है, और फिर एक होता है महबूब जो मोहब्बत की ताबीर होता है। आशिक में मोहब्बत ढूंढते हैं, महबूब में मोहब्बत पाते हैं। आशिक से इश्क में झूमते हैं, महबूब से इबादत सीखते हैं। आशिक से प्यार जागता है, महबूब से मजनूनी बनता है। आपका मजनूनी सिर्फ
शमा को पिघलने का अरमान क्यों है, पतंगे को जलने का अरमान क्यों है, इसी शौक का इम्तिहान जिंदगी है, इसी शौक का इम्तिहान जिंदगी है। तो सीने न लागे पिया सांवरे,
तुम यकीन मानोगे, ये गाना आज सुबह में सुन रही थी और ऐसे डाला ये भुवन को भेजना चाहिए महबूब के शेर के लिए, एंड देन इट कंप्लीटली स्लिप माय माइंड।
आ गया।
पहुंच गया, कैसे भी तुम्हें पहुंच गया वो मैसेज।
चलो जरिया कुछ भी हो, पहुंचना जरूरी है।
फैंटास्टिक, ये तो बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है यार, मजा आ रहा है। एक धुंधला सा चेहरा अक्सर ख्वाबों में आया करता था, जैसे कोई अपना सा मुस्कुराता हुआ नजर आता था। जब भी उसे देखता नींद से जागने घबराता था, जागकर उसके ना होने पर उदास हो जाता था।
विच सजदे सोच किसे और दी क्यों, दिल में तेरे दर्द है आग है क्यों, क्या है तू क्यों है तू सोच जरा।
दिन कैसे वैसे काट कर रात का इंतजार करता, ख्वाब की खिड़की खोले घंटों बैठा रहता। अजीब सा हाल हो चुका था मेरा, उससे फिर मिलने को खुली आंखों से सोता था। दीवानों जैसा घूमता फिरता, हर चेहरे में इस धुंधला चेहरा ढूंढता। मुस्कुराता कभी शायद ये वो तो नहीं, जान लेता मगर जल्द ही ये वो नहीं।
लड़ जा अपनी जग तू, कर दे सबको ही दग तू, बना ले छोटी सी दुनिया, हो जा मस्त मलंग तू, सजदे में आंसू गिरा दे, हो जा मस्त मलंग तू।
टूट कर एक दिन इस तलाश से ऐसा रोया, खुदा के दरवाजे पर ऐसे खटखटाया। पूछा मैंने आखिर ए खुदा आखिर कब तक ढूंढूं इस चेहरे को। कहा उसने देख तो तेरे दरवाजे पर कौन खटखटाया। वाकई में तेरे मौजज़े पर सर झुकाता हूँ, वाकई में तेरे मौजज़े पर सर झुकाता हूँ। मैं खिड़की पर रुका रहता, वो दरवाजे पर आवाज देती, मैं तो हूँ। देखा है मैंने इस तलाश के सफर से, जिसे मैं ढूंढ रहा था, वो तो कभी दूर ही नहीं थी, कभी दूर ही नहीं थी।
ये जीवन मेरा, ये खुशियाँ सभी, ये जीवन मेरा, ये खुशियाँ सभी, तेरे
तू है मेरा अक्स, तू है मेरा साया, दो बदन एक रूह, दो दिल एक धड़कन, नाम है दो आवाज एक, पहचान है अलग सांस एक। हाँ आज ख्वाब पूरा हुआ, तुमने किया बन के जीत लिया, मैंने तुझ में खुद को पा लिया, तुझे पाकर मैं जिया।
सजदे में आंसू गिरा दे, कि सजदे में आंसू गिरा दे, हो जा मस्त पलक तू, बोल
वाह बहुत शुक्रिया सबका, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सुनने के लिए। भुवन तुम्हारा भी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
Thank you, auntie. Always a pleasure.
That was like so freaking good. And this is a performance, so you understand like the beauty of words. This set, they take you to places, they take you to experiences, they make you feel things that you've forgotten, that you've lost. And thank you so much for that. You guys are amazing.
Yeah. And to keep that meditative space going, we have our next performer. And if he's going to do anything, it is definitely heal you with his music. Because our next performer has, he's engaged with terminally ill cancer patients and special needs children and just healing everybody with music. He is a multifaceted artist, a percussionist, a handpan player, and an experimental instrument maker. Wow. And he loves traveling and spreading his music and love. So let's, without further ado, Parvinder Singh. Come on, take it away, Parvinder.
हेलो, नमस्कार, मेरा नाम परविंदर सिंह है और मेरे साथ हैं कार्तिक। हेलो। आज परकशन पे पहले तो मैं बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कहना चाहूँगा पिनव्हील आर्ट फेस्टिवल का, जिन्होंने इतना अच्छा इनिशिएटिव लिया और फंड रेजिंग का, और जिसमें आर्टिस्ट जिस कंडीशन से आज गुज़र रहा है वो कंडीशन पे उनकी हेल्प कर सके, उन्हें और प्रोत्साहित कर सके। तो आई एम थैंक यू ऑल टीम ऑफ पिनव्हील आर्ट फेस्टिवल, एंड मैं चाहूँगा कि और तरक्की करे और आगे बढ़े। सो आज मैं आप लोगों को कुछ सुनाना चाहूँगा। दिस इज़ हैंडपैन, इट्स अ यूरोपियन इंस्ट्रूमेंट। काफ़ी लोग जानते हैं कि जिसने मेरा पोस्ट देखे होंगे और जिन्होंने मेरा वीडियो देखा है। तो ये यूरोपियन इंस्ट्रूमेंट है और इसकी ख़ास बात ये है कि ये घट्टम अपने इंडियन इंस्ट्रूमेंट से इंस्पायर होके बना है काफ़ी साल पहले। लाइक मैं कहूँगा ये ज़्यादा साल भी नहीं हुए, नया ही है। 2007 से ये पूरे देश भर में मशहूर हुआ है, पूरे वर्ल्ड में। तो मेरी मुलाकात इस इंस्ट्रूमेंट से लगभग 4 साल पहले हुई और तब से मैं इसे बजाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ और आगे भी और कोशिश करता रहूँगा। वैसे मैं बाय प्रोफेशन आई एम अ परकशनिस्ट एंड आई एम अ मेकर। आई मेक इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ। और हमारे साथ कार्तिक हैं, ये बहुत अच्छे म्यूजिशियन हैं और साथ ही साथ आर्किटेक्ट भी हैं। सो आई होप आप सब लोग अपनी जगह पे बैठे होंगे। सो मैं आप लोगों को एक बहुत खूबसूरत जिसे पर्सनली मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है, जो जिसका नाम है डिज़ायर। मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था कि व्हेन यू ड्रीम अबाउट समथिंग passionately, you will get that soon as possible. तो मेरी लाइफ में मेरा डिज़ायर जो था वो था एक हैंड पैन. हाँ, हर वक्त के हिसाब से, एज के हिसाब से आपकी डिज़ायर चेंज होती जाती है. तो मेरे लिए मेरा डिज़ायर था हैंड पैन, एंड देन आई गेट इट. आई होप आप अपने घर पे सुरक्षित हैं, आराम से बैठे हैं. अगर आप अपनी आइज़ क्लोज करके ये म्यूज़िक को सुने तो यू विल सी योर डिज़ायर एंड इट विल कम ट्रू इंशाल्लाह. सो दिस इज़ द कंपोजिशन डिज़ायर on cajon. So this is a composition called Desire. जब भी मैं इस Desire को बजाता हूँ तो still मेरी, और शायद कार्तिक को भी महसूस हुआ होगा कि ये Desire हमें वापस से दिखाई देती है और मुझे और आगे काम करने के लिए प्रेरित करती है. So I hope you enjoying this. हमारी इच्छा तो थी कि हम आपको आपके सामने बैठ के सुना सकते, बट कंडीशन जो अब हो चुकी है, न्यू नॉर्मल जो हो चुका है, उसमें हम यहाँ कहीं दूर बैठे और आप अपनी अपनी जगहों से इस म्यूज़िक का लुत्फ़ उठा रहे हैं. So the next composition, मैंने इसका नाम ऐसा दिया नहीं है. काफ़ी बार मैंने जब इसे बजाया, मुझे अलग अलग जगह पे ये कंपोजिशन का जो रुख है वो मुझे अलग अलग तरीके से दिखाई दिया है, अलग अलग तरीके से दिखाई दिया है. So my next composition. so much for मज़ा आ गया मज़ा आ गया yes so this is Parvinder on handpan and Karthik Agarwal on beautiful cajon Swarle ये हमने ही बनाया है मिलके this cajon and thank you so much Pinwheel Art Festival and Vyshnavi हमें लाइव परफॉर्मेंस इस तरीके से आपके सामने आने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया एंड होप टू सी यू ऑल लाइव समवेयर योर प्लेस योर कंट्री योर सिटी थैंक यू सो मच
Thank you. Take care.
यू टू थैंक यू
Thank you so much for that. It was such a beautiful performance, man. So calming. Thank you so much for that performance.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play the handpan, but I don't think I'm mellow enough for that. Moving on. Actually, no. Before moving on, can we, with your permission, make a small digression to just talk about what Pinwheel Arts Festival is about? As you already know, we are a non-profit event, we are a non-ticketed event which you are enjoying right now, and it's running purely because of the donations that's coming in from kind-hearted citizens just like you guys. So open your hearts and your purses a little bit and send in every little bit that you can, because every drop counts in the ocean. And what would you like to say about that?
Yeah, I know the lockdown has been difficult for all of us in a lot of ways. And this is all of us coming together to help each other, to make a difference in each other's lives. And I think that's like the most beautiful thing that's happening right now. And I am so glad I get to share it with these people and everybody else who's watching right now. And
yeah, so do check out the details down here and send in your donations to
take
us.
a moment. We have GooglePay, we have Paytm. I attached my bank account details here as well, and all of this money is going only to the artists. This is like a completely non-profit initiative, so you can be sure that the money is going to the right places.
Yeah. Alright, so thank you so much for your patience. Now moving on to the next artist. What do I say about the next artist? She gives me an existential crisis because I'm also a writer. Well, the next artist is a spoken word poet, award-winning essays, and an author of 2 books.
And her work focuses on intersections between belonging, body image, and mental health, which are like some of the most important conversations right now. And her work has been featured in Platform Magazine, The Wire, Huffington Post, The Bound India, BBC, Helter Skelter, and The Open Road, and so many others. She currently lives in Goa, and do you want to say something else?
No, I think I'm done. I think we have to let the work speak for itself. So, without further ado, Pragya Bhagat, everybody.
Woo!
An article titled An Inch to Cinch in the Sunday Morning News reminds us of the importance of belts, how they add much needed definition to unsculpted silhouettes. We must be emptied of air, and belts are masters of deflation. Waist size takes precedence over breathing, so we suck in our bellies and survive on hunger, because all we really need in life is some definition. This news doesn't shock me like the rape of a teen or the murder of a nun. This is Sunday morning news, the kind of slow poison that no longer tastes bitter because I have been taking it my whole life. Why Cosmo convinces me that 40 is the new 20, how Vogue lists 5 ways to drive him wild, and this Sunday morning I build a list of all the ways to suffocate my organs. Wide OB, chain and charm belts, judo, logo, embroidered corset belts, thin leather and fabric belts, rhinestone and sparkling belts. Can you see the revolution? All I need to do is offer an inch of myself. Surely I can sacrifice an inch. I know what it's like to parcel out comfort and consent, to butcher this body on fault lines. Here's your breast, sir. Here's your thigh. Take your pick. There's a sale every day. We are sold, but let's not call it trafficking. We are watched, but let's not call it stalking. We are well-behaved whores, but let's not call it seduction. Let's just talk about belts. In a 1,000-word full-page spread, not once is their function listed as holding up pants. Our bodies become concentration camps, all barbed wire and mustard gas. And when we crack at the edges, our sawdust brains have nothing left to say. This is a manual on being small. I'm learning to empty myself, to be the aspirational anorexic. So I whittle away at my brittle body until all that's left is an inch of nothing.
Thank you so much, Pragya, for that. I think with this pandemic, the first thing that has happened is suddenly everybody's priorities came into place. Yeah. Everybody realized what's important and what's not important, and I think all of us are on the same page where we realize there are better things to judge people by, and there are better standards to set people to, and it's beautiful. I mean, we were like, I think this is one poem that we are extremely, extremely glad and proud to bring to all of you. And for everybody who's listening, for everybody who feels this poem, big fat hugs to all of you guys. Like so much, so much, so much. Yay! You guys are amazing. And I don't know, I think that's what poetry is supposed to do, man. That's what art is supposed to do. And that is why Pinwheel is something that had to happen, that had to be, I think that's what was missing. We've had a lot of, all of us have a lot of complaints where life has a kind of effect that, digital cannot bring. Yeah. But I think with that complaint, we've deprived ourselves of a lot. For sure. And I mean, listen to each of these poems, watch these dances, listen to each of these songs, and the kind of effect it has is exactly what I have been missing, is something that I really need. And for somebody who is bringing such a positive change in our lives, for somebody who is affecting us so beautifully in a very therapeutic, in a very healing, in a very, hug for you kind of way with their words, I think we deserve to do a little bit for them. So again, I'm going to remind you guys, the payment details are right here, yes. I want you guys to please pick up your phones and send in any amount. No amount is too small. Every single contribution matters. And this is an initiative where everybody is coming together, like our collaborators. Most of the theatre communities in Hyderabad have come together as a collective. The cultural spaces have come together as a collective. And we have storytelling communities that have come together, and co-working space. And this is basically everybody coming together to help each other, right? And I think that's like a very beautiful experience for us to be a part of. It has been very heartwarming. It has been like a privilege to be a part of this. Yeah. And I am so glad. It's been a humbling experience for sure. Yeah, and I'm so glad that I'm sharing it with you guys.
Specially requested for the privilege of introducing our next performer. It's none other than Ayaz Pasha. Now, I've had the privilege of working with this man, and he's a wonderful shapeshifter, an amazing actor, a great writer, wonderful artist, and a very highly thinking architect as well. And all of what he does, he just gives 100% to it. Just like what you're going to see next as well, I presume. What the performance is called Day 146. Would like to give a trigger warning because it will be dealing with some of the darker themes in our minds. So we just want to give you a heads up on that. But we are going to promise you a powerful performance. So stay tuned for Ayaz Pasha doing Day 146. Take it away.
I always think that the walks of one night for two people are seldom taken on the same path. But it's still a walk taken together, right? And I'd like to clarify a lot of things that I saw. Because something just doesn't click. It's off! Like this discordant sound. Yes. Okay. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. So, what was it? Yes. The walk. Walk! Walk! You were walking moonwards and me lingering in its newly made shadows, right? I know what I want to talk about. You wanted me to talk about the moon, right? It's a neutral topic, yes? Not so romantic, not so whimsical. After all, it's a piece of debris put in its place only due to the Earth's gravity. Ooh. Ha! Let's talk about the moon. Shall we? I believe that the curvaxes of darkness made during a full moon are particularly curious. You know, how can something be in shadows when there is light? It's right there. Beautiful. With you walking towards it. Right there. Look at it. Right there. Glowing. But then I tell myself these words you told me on some forsaken night. You know, you told me, even the moon, as incandescent as it is, can only be as much as its borrowed light. You are right! Right! Even the moon is only as beautiful as its borrowed light allows it to be. But the shadows created are beautiful. You know, how else can you see the darkness cast shadows of high-rise buildings, trees, minarets of the Charminar, right? The light is not so blinding after all. It lets you see things without making them apparent. Those city paths paved with constructed steeples of old architecture that form patterns as astute as our roads of our imposed lives take. I sometimes wonder, you know, had we met on that road, had we met on that unrecognizable part of our lives, and I believe you'd say, while the world around us is getting smaller and when it closes its eyes and goes blank, we are its waking dreamers, allowing it to sleep peacefully. Patterns, right patterns, as astute as our roads take. I believe, I really believe that you are my moon. You know, you are my moon. I see these shadows you create, and I'm yet to be blinded by it, right? Or maybe I've got it all wrong. Maybe I am the moon Yes!
That was a very impactful performance.
That was intense. I know we threw a curveball at you, audience, but it was a very necessary performance and very relevant as well.
But
I think,
what is day 146?
It is day 146 since the lockdown began, and as you did see in the performance, it was treating the theme of domestic violence. And you know, if you have been aware of the news, that the number of cases have been on the rise ever since the pandemic began, and I'm really glad that Ayaz, you took this opportunity to throw light on that matter, and I hope audience, you guys also enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Ayaz. That was really impactful. Awesome. Thank you so much. Now moving on to our last performer. Do you want to say something before the next performance?
Yes. Okay, so before we move on to the last performance of the day, we wanted to tell you that we have like a huge surprise for you, which is not so surprising if you've been following us on Instagram. We have a stand-up comedy show live happening tomorrow on Zoom at 4 p.m. on 15th of August, that is. And do you know who's performing?
No, hit me.
We have Mayank Parak, we have Yash Bajaj, and we have Rajshekhar Mamidana.
What up?
All of these are amazing, amazing comics, and we don't want you to miss out on the chance of interacting with your favorite comics. So that's why this is going to be an exclusive Zoom show, after which you get to talk to all of your favorite comics. Yay!
So definitely tune in for that, guys, and check out our page for more details on that. So yeah, without further ado, our last performance for the day. Wow, day 1 is coming to an end. Can you believe that? Okay, so next up we have Durjoy Chaudhary, guys. Durjoy is joining us from Kolkata, and he works with his band Murphy's Paradox as well.
And he's the founder of Friday Night Originals.
Oh yeah, guys, thank you for stepping. Friday Night Originals also, guys. It's a nice conglomerate of artists as well. Lot of nice work coming in from Durjoy. He's got a special set planned for you guys right now, so hope
and
you
we have
enjoy.
two very interesting songs, Windmills in the Moon and Two Astronauts.
Yes.
Which, well, without wasting any more time, let's move on to the next performance. Durjoy Chaudhary! Woohoo!
We're just two drifters trying to find our way back home. We're just two drifters drifting through our dreams all alone. We're just two drifters floating through our space and time, through endless skies. Like two lost astronauts. We're just two strangers lost in our own loneliness. We're just two strangers tackling odds and all that mess. We're just two strangers floating through our space and time, through endless skies. Like two lost astronauts. We're just two lovers counting all those cars go by. We're just two lovers, winter weaving our lullabies. We're just two lovers, floating through our space and time, through endless skies, like two lost astronauts. Like two lost astronauts. Like two lost astronauts. Like two lost astronauts. Thank you. About the revolutions that are yet to come, about the bloodshed and the right song, about the love and all the art that flows out. And you'll send me the postcards from your little hilltop town at the edge of paradise, and the late night smokes of your dreams and all your fantasies. About your 17 windmills on the moon. About your 17 windmills on the moon. About your 17 windmills on the moon. Between the words and rhymes, we'll take a flight through the curling warps of time to a galaxy far away, where there are no one to lay the laws down. We'll dance beneath the endless sky till we lose ourselves in the deepest tides of evermore. Deep beneath all your dreams and all your fantasies. About your 17 windmills on the moon. About your 17 windmills on the moon. About your 17 windmills on the moon. Thank you.